Welcome to the warm-up exercise for the YMI podcast called The Fantasy Restaurant. In here, my guests get to pick their favorite drink, appetizer, main, side, and dessert. Quite literally, anything goes. So Joel puts together a meal that is equal parts food and story, which I absolutely love. Looking at the order, it seems that it's almost completely cooked by family members, which is such a great way to carry your people with you. At any rate, I hope you enjoy this meal with Joel. Joel, thanks for joining me in the Fantasy Restaurant today.
I am so happy to be here, sir.
Oof. With the tone of you're taking it down an octave. I love it.
It felt like the proper way to really introduce a character to the show.
I mean, you're giving me the vapors over here. I need to calm down. No, so I am your waiter. This is the Fantasy Restaurant, but this is going to be a meal unlike any I'm going to say probably had before. You might build a meal that you have before, but this one genuinely doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. So this could be stuff from your childhood that your mom used to make, your grandma would make. Maybe this is stuff you make today now, or perhaps this comes from your favorite restaurant or your favorite movie or fantasy novel. Literally, it only has to make sense to you. Sound good?
Sounds fantastic.
All right, brother. Well, what are we going to start with to drink? What are you going to have?
I am going to have Nani Melita's pot of coffee.
Nani Melita's. All right, I think you're going to have to explain that. What makes this pot of coffee so special?
Nani was an 89-year-old Sicilian. Don't get that mixed up. She'd kill you. She was an 89-year-old Sicilian woman from New York. She was my ex-girlfriend's great-grandma and spoke maybe 3 words of English, although having lived here her entire life from like age 5 to 89. And she made coffee. I don't know how she did it. She just made coffee that was the greatest tasting coffee I've ever had. It didn't need milk. It didn't need sugar. I hate black coffee, but I could not get enough of this. It was the greatest coffee I've ever had. I've yet to find another coffee that Nani Melita made. There's no topping it.
Nani Melita. All right, I tell you what, not only are we going to do that, we're going to get some Nani Melita's coffee, but we're going to have a carafe, one of those insulated ones that's going to keep it warm. Or would you prefer the waiter just to magically pop up as your cup kind of empties a little bit and fills it back up? What's your preference there?
Well, it really depends on what you're looking for in the tip. Are you looking for a good tip or industry standard?
You know what? The tip means nothing to me. It's all about your satisfaction. That's what this is about.
All right, then we're just gonna show up when I need it. Okay?
You got it. You know what? And I've had this conversation with multiple people, and my wife is especially guilty of this. She picks the coffee vessel by feel. The way it looks, aesthetics has something to do with it, but she likes the way it feels in her hand, and that somehow affects the taste of the coffee. So I try to make it a point to say, what kind of vessel would you like this served in? Do you want just what I like? I like the old 1950s diner style cup where they're kind of like an off-white and they have kind of an hourglass shape to them. There's something just beautiful about those. But my wife likes the big earthenware boys. What do you want?
I'm gonna have to side with your wife on that one. I like the big earthenware. I just like that look, that aesthetic. Doesn't change the taste to me, but it does make me feel a lot bougier when I'm holding it. And there's something appealing about just drinking good coffee and feeling really bougie.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Maybe it doesn't change the taste for you, but it changes the experience, right? The overall enjoyment. There you go. All right, man, we're there. Earthenware. All right, now you're gonna have some kind of water. Do you want tap water, bottled water? You want sparkling? You want something with some bubbles in there? What are you looking for?
Oh God, just tap. There is any water with bubbles in it, I can't do. After Ireland, I can't do it. I went to Ireland, had it for the first time, and proceeded to vomit all over the place in a hostel in Galway.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we can keep a puke bucket by the table if you're interested. But
funny enough, it was the same night that Trump closed the borders for COVID because we thought it's just the flu. It's not going to get that bad. So if you imagine a very inebriated 6'4"
Shit,
American,
dude.
and everyone's freaking out about a virus, all of a sudden, randomly, just starts violently vomiting like the Exorcist in the middle of a kitchen in a Galway hostel. Yeah,
Dude, you are so much bigger than you appear on camera. You're 6'4"?
yes.
All right. You're a beast of a dude. I mean, I'm not intimidated at all, honestly.
I wouldn't be. It's don't be. I'm the farthest thing from intimidating.
All right. So tap water it is. No puking. Are you an iced water guy? Because I've had some people that are just like staunch no ice. Like, what are you interested in?
I'm pretty ambivalent on that one.
I'm gonna put a couple of cubes in there just to make me feel better about it. Then.
You know what? I like your drive for customer satisfaction. Your tip is going up.
Devil's in the details, my friend. Devil's in the details. All right, so we're reaching, I would say, arguably my most favorite part of the meal, which is the appetizer portion. Like I tell people, I tend to get a little bit more adventurous in the appetizer, right? Because it's just going to be something small, and I might be going safe on my main, so I'll go a little wild over here. So what are you going to do for your appetizer?
I am, and this is the fantasy restaurant, so
100%.
I'm going to go with my grandfather's fried ravioli. I have yet to be able to remake it. I have followed the instructions to the letter. I have his handwritten notes on how to make it. It tastes like hot garbage. Pap made it. It was the greatest thing you could shove in my fat little mouth at 12 years old.
Well, describe it to me. Like, what I've had fried raviolis before, and they were just like, I thought they were okay. I've never had one that was like that notable. What makes it so special?
I have no idea.
Or these cheese raviolis, they meat? Like, describe this.
They were just beef raviolis.
Beef ravioli.
Beef raviolis you get from Jewel Osco up near Chicago. He just regular breading, the cheapest breading, and fry it in oil. I have no earthly idea what he did or what he did to make it taste so good, but it legit was the first time in my life I like craved food.
No way.
It's Sunday afternoon. We're going to Papap's. We're going to have family lunch. Oh, I'm ready. I'm going to destroy that plate.
Well, this reminds me of, because one of the, I think I found you via TikTok, and we should really save this for the big one, but we're talking about food, so I'm gonna you're worth it. You're worth it, Joel. I found you via your Anthony Bourdain defense piece, and I couldn't agree with you more. And so I've heard before, so I genuinely have very few original thoughts. And somebody once was talking about how, there's different ways of consuming calories, right? So one is just like eating, where you're getting calories. One's a meal where you might like make something, but then one is like, they called it dining, right? Where you go to some place with the intention of eating a special meal, right? And the environment, like everything kind of feeds into it. And so for me, like having like a dining experience is like so special and important to me. Like food is like so important. I've told people before, like I've had bad meals, like I've eaten bad food, but I've never like sat down with somebody, like a friend, a family member like that, like, and had a bad experience in that respect, right? Like I just enjoy all of it kind of coming together. And so I feel like that was potentially part of, I think what drew me to you the first time around. I was like, man, this guy gets it.
The Joel appeal. The Joel appeal, is that what it is? All right.
So you're like Schick's appeal. I get it. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, like I could tell the way you were talking about food and that. I was like, this is my guy right here. This guy gets it. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But yeah, beef raviolis, like just talking about your 12-year-old experience of beef raviolis, actually like craving food and like thinking about it. So when you think about those beef raviolis, does it snap you back to being that kid again?
Oh yeah. When I think about it, I think of Papap's kitchen, sitting on the bar stool, listening to him just, all right, let me tell you what we're going to get down here. Yeah, that's and just thinking of what a peaceful place that was, and thinking of that fried ravioli makes me think of a very peaceful place, a very peaceful memory, when I
for
enjoy
sure.
immensely.
And I mean, I'm assuming like he took great pride in seeing you like just crush these raviolis, right?
At some point, he began to make it a challenge, like how many is he going to eat? He was very proud of himself, but he also was like, all right, well, he almost ate 20 of them. I'm going to make 30 next time. And just put him to the side. See if he keeps getting them.
let's see how far this kid can go. Well, if you're doing fried ravioli, do you have like a sauce is like a marinara that you're dipping in, or like you putting Parmesan on top? What's the give me the full story here?
Okay, you were supposed to eat it with the Parmesan. You were supposed to eat it with the sauce. I didn't. I just shoved them in my mouth. There was this almost lemony, garlicky tang to it, with the ravioli and the breading and the grease. I don't know if he just saved that same grease.
That's what I was wondering. Maybe that was the secret? It's like 20-year-old grease or something.
Knowing him, it very well could be. It could have been. But honestly, just by themselves, there's something, I hope I'm using the right word, effervescent? Is that the right word?
I think so.
Yeah, something, not tangible way to describe. An intangible. Words are hard.
Absolutely. But also, I'm thinking of it like looking at it through the lens of like a 12 or 13-year-old. You probably didn't have like the words to describe what was hitting your palate at the time anyway, to like really discern this thing or that thing anyway, right?
Yeah, and I have his instructions on how to make them, but it just clearly he left a few things out.
100%. Yeah, if you've been making something for 30 years, I mean, what is it? God, you have the burden of knowledge is what they call it. It's like it so intrinsically in yourself how to do this thing that you leave out big steps. It's like, because everybody knows that, right? Because you've just been doing it so long. So some special secret ingredient.
Yeah, you don't know to add 3 garlic cloves? What, you an idiot or something?
Dude,
forget about it.
I love garlic too. That's the problem. That's why people don't let me season things to taste, because I'll put so much garlic it's not palatable by other humans. So I've got a problem when it comes to that too.
That is not an actual thing, and I think you need better friends.
Well, it's my family, so it's not like I exactly just trade them in. The warranty's expired.
I'd like to take that comment back, because I didn't want to insult your family.
Oh, no, they suck. They suck, for sure. Yeah, Jesus. Don't... No. All right. Well, now we find ourselves awkwardly moving, as I like to say, the awkward phase between, I like to call it the interstitial period between appetizer and mains. I like to call the bread/soup/salad portion. You getting any of that, all of that? What does that look like for you?
Bread and soup.
Bread and soup. No salad. All right.
No salad.
Some people feel obligated to like, I need to pretend to eat a green thing or something. I love your commitments. Like, no, I'm not wasting my time.
No, if I'm at the fantasy restaurant, there is no fantasy in my life that involves vegetables of any kind outside of maybe 14-year-old me and Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. That's where it ends.
Well, I had somebody who, for their meal, on almost all portions, save for dessert, they picked French fries. So there are some redeeming qualities of vegetables.
That's not a vegetable. That's a food group.
That's a food group.
I know that's an outdated joke from the 80s, but I'm standing by it.
You know what? It's one of those, what do they call it? It's cliche for a reason, because it's true, my guy.
I like that.
Absolutely. All right. So what kind of bread? Describe bread that you prefer. Like, we're talking sourdough, we're talking about a French bread, talking about a naan bread, talking about a papadum. What are we looking at?
Okay. The bread and the soup come from the same place.
Okay.
I don't know how they were made, and I kind of don't want to know.
Just like babies, right?
Well, no, it's
a mystery.
It is a mystery, but it's a mystery. Okay, so pre-Katrina in Louisiana, my friends just showed up one Thursday night and was like, hey, do you want to go to New Orleans? And I was like, absolutely. So we drove overnight. We just drove for like 18 hours, 19
Oh.
hours straight.
Okay.
And he had found this little, air quotes, hotel. It was, in fact, an abandoned apartment complex run by two very industrious crackheads. That was $10 a night. And then they said they offered food. And that food was this pot of gumbo that was in a garbage can, that was cooking over a garbage can fire with bread to the side that was getting warmed up on there. And I will not lie to you, that was one of the greatest meals I have ever had in my entire life.
They've probably been just adding contents to that same soup, never replacing it for like months.
I don't know what it was. He just, it just like, come on now, that's all they did, the gumbo and the good bread. You're going to be just fine with that there.
Oh my God.
And I didn't ask for anything else. I was just like, cool, I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to know what's in it. I don't even want to know what kind of bread that is. It tastes great. We're gonna ride this out.
Oh my God. I'm gonna refer to that as NOLA trash can gumbo.
That's the best way to put it.
I think the people in the back are gonna. They know. They understand. They're on similar wavelengths. I think they'll get it. NOLA trash can gumbo. Was it spicy?
Yes, but it was that perfect level of spice.
Right.
Like it was like that zing, but not the oh God, this hurts.
Right. It's not like full on, like Indian food, the stuff the people in the kitchen actually eat. Not that level of spice, but
no. This was. How do I put this? No, I can't use that expression.
How about it makes you sweat a little bit?
Yeah, it makes you sweat a little bit. There you go. Yeah. That'll do the trick.
Because that's what I want. I want the food just spicy enough where I have to take my napkin and wipe my bald head. Just it's like, whew, yeah, it's a little spicy.
It was the best soup / gumbo I've ever had, and the bread was chef kiss. I know. It was great in this $10 a night rundown abandoned apartment complex.
That's amazing.
Katrina absolutely destroyed it though. Like it like I looked 2 weeks after on Google Maps, like a month after on Google Maps, and it was gone. Just completely gone.
Oof. I guess it was probably it was just like the trash can fire, like residue on the walls was all that was keeping it up, huh?
Yeah. The power of addiction and trash can residue. That's all that kept that building from collapsing in on itself.
Just all of the dirty needles hidden inside the walls acting as insulation. They
told me that I needed to bring a lock, like a padlock.
Like a padlock.
To put on the inside of the door
Jesus
when I sleep.
Christ. Right?
So...
Just ignore the screams. Don't come out in the hall. Jump out of your window if you really need to exit. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Was it a fun trip after that? Oh, I mean, apparently that was the start of the fun trip.
Oh, it was fantastic. Stupid me in New Orleans. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah.
I love it. It sounds like an adventure. All right, man. We're moving on to the mains, the main dish, main attraction, perhaps. What are you gonna do for your main dish?
That's a good one. I've been debating this one. And you can have anything you want for breakfast. I mean for dinner. You can have breakfast
you want to do Brenner, brother, you can do it. I've also had, think about it too. You could say like, oh, I want to do kind of a tapas style. And so you can get tons of stuff. Like, usually if you can work your way around the prompt, if you can find a clever way, I'm going to let you have it.
I like the fact that I'm trying to debate, but I had the Freudian slip of saying anything for breakfast. It's I already knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
There's a little seaside town in the UK called Bridlington. It's basically, it's the Jersey Shore of the UK. All right, they even got the big boardwalk with the Ferris wheel, the whole 9 yards. I love that town. It is my favorite place on the planet, and there is a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. Literally, you sit there, you look out, there's the sea. There's the ugly English beach. And I'm sorry for any UK listeners, but your beaches are horrendous looking. But their full English brekkie, as they call it, is one of the greatest meals I've ever had in my life. Because it is just pure grease and everything is fried. Have you ever had fried toast? Because I haven't until... I didn't think you could fry toast.
They legitimately fry the toast?
100% fried
That's fantastic.
toast.
And you know what? I've heard British people say, "Holy shit, you guys have like deep fried Twinkies and Snickers, and these mothers are eating fried toast, and they're like daring to tell us that we're being weird." That's so strange. The audacity.
All right, so I have an ex-girlfriend who lives in the UK, and this was one of our many debates where I'm just like, you guys have fried candy. They're called fried Mars bars. You guys have had them for 25 years. Somehow we don't use the word Snickers, and it's like, oh, you're suddenly better than us in the culinary world. Your food is beans and carbs. I don't want to hear it, except for the breakfast. The breakfast is, and the breakfast at this little restaurant, this little diner, is one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. I see, now my mouth is watering thinking about it.
Magic of food, man. I love it. So full English. Does that have, because that always perplexed me too, beans on toast. Like that does not feel like breakfast to me, because they always look like baked beans, like really sweet, but they're not. They're like savory instead, right? Okay.
Well, the lady who was my waitress said that they have the beans and the toast because back in the day they never had lunch. It'd be breakfast, snack, dinner, because you'd have to work all the way through. So they would load you up on carbs for energy in the morning, and then you would get through the day, and then dinner you'd have a big meal with a pint. So
that makes sense. There's some logic to it. I can dig it. All right. Well, it sounds like a nice Bridlington full English is what we're going to do for our main. Normally I ask, like, what do you want as side dishes? But I feel like a full English is, I mean, it's everything. Like, it's all the things. If you want to add a side, you can add a side. Are you? I don't know. What are you doing?
I think we're good.
Okay.
And in all honesty, like, even I understand this is a fantasy restaurant, but even on my fantasy, I don't think I can get much more.
Okay. All right, well, let's skip straight to the fireworks, man. What are you going to do for your dessert?
I know this is going to sound cheap, like a cheap, but I'm going to have my mom make brownies.
I love it.
There's just something about my mom's brownies that are just like, I am 44 years old, and if my mom says, I made brownies, I get excited. I actually legitimately get real excited. Like, oh shit, mom made brownies.
Do you get like that Chris Farley energy? Like fat guy in a little coat scenario? Is that what we're talking about?
Oh yeah, my kids hate it. Because I'm over there going like, let's go boys, it's time for brownies. You know, just...
All right, so you are cracking another heavily debated topic in our family, which is how should brownies be prepared? My wife likes to take the brownie mix, put chocolate chips in there. She essentially likes it to just be heated goop. And I think that's okay, and I'm not going to yuck on anybody's yum, but I grew up, my mom would kind of burn stuff to a crisp, so I'm like the outside of the edge kind of kid. That's me. Like, what do you like? Have you seen the brownie pads where it's like all edges, like all the way around? Like, that's the camp I come from. I'm just curious. Like, I want to make sure that we make this correct in the back. What does that look like for you? How do you want them prepared?
All edges. I can't stand.
Oh, man.
I can't stand the overly gooey brownies. I gotta have a little bit of goo, and then the rest of it's gotta have that chocolatey crunch, baby.
I love it, dude. There's something about the texture, it changes the flavor on that edge where it's all nice and crispy. So good, perfection.
It's the same as like with pizza. When you get a round pizza, the thin sliced pizzas. Something about getting those little edges that is just perfect.
Yeah.
Brownies. Words.
Words.
No idea what happened there. I might be having a stroke.
Well, let's see if we can get you like all the way in there. So on these brownies, we do have an assortment of homemade ice creams in the back. Is that something you want to add in addition, or are we just being a purist, just pure brownie?
We're being brownie purists.
Glass of milk? Anything?
Nope. Just look, if you can't handle a brownie on its own,
you deserve the brownie.
You are not deserving of the brownie. You stole my line. Well played, sir.
I think we're brothers from a different mother is what it happens to be. All right, so we're going to do just the perfect all-edge brownies. After a big meal like this, some people are into some additional caffeine. I know we started with Nona's pot of coffee. Did you want to finish with like an espresso? Do you want us to just refresh that pot of coffee? Like, what do you want us to do there?
Just keep me with that coffee.
Okay.
Listen, all those meals go, everything I've mentioned goes perfectly with a cup of coffee. Just, you don't need anything else. If you can just, certain drinks, pair perfectly. A good English breakfast with a big cup of coffee, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Brownie, cup of coffee. Gumbo and bread, coffee. That's not, now listen, it's great tasting. It's not going to be great later. Let's be real.
Well, this is the fantasy restaurant, so you can have no intestinal distress associated with this if you like.
Oh, hell yes. Okay, keep that coffee coming.
Okay.
That is legit. That sounds like a perfect fantasy meal right there. Oh my God.
Well, the way you describe the coffee with a brownie, as a kid, I always hated coffee, but I remember my mom took me to this pie shop one time, and I'm sitting there eating a piece of pie. She said, have a sip of this coffee with it. And there was something magical about that combination of a little bit of pie in my mouth and then a little sip of coffee. It just perfectly blended together. So the idea of those together seems like made in heaven to me.
Oh, absolutely. My Uncle Dave did that with me with coffee and hash browns.
Coffee and hash browns?
The McDonald's little hash brown.
Yeah.
Round the hash puck. He just gave that to me. I think I might have been 9 years old. And he's like, do you want to try some coffee? I'm like, yeah. So he let me have coffee and a hash brown. And it was the greatest pairing ever. I don't know why.
Oh, it's that fat, the creaminess of kind of like what they grill that in mixed with the, dude, I could see it. Yeah, I dig it, man. I'm there. All right. Well, I tell you what, let me read back your order. Cause again, I don't want the kitchen getting blamed for my mistake. So we're going to start. We're just going to do a regular tap water. I don't want you having any incidents at the table. So we're just going to start with that. Then we're going to do, and I think it's Nona Malifo?
Nani Molita.
Nani Molita. See, I was scribbling so fast that I messed it up. Nani Molita. I gotta get in there. A cup of coffee from her. And we are doing the earthenware cup. And I am just going to discreetly slip up behind you like a ninja. And I'm going to pour you a little bit more. Yeah. You know what I've noticed is in some restaurants, whenever a waiter comes up, I always make it a point every time to say thank you. And I've seen some waiters in like nicer restaurants almost look cross at me when I acknowledge them. Like they're supposed to be, just secretly darting in and out. It's like, brother, you're a human. I'm going to interact with you. I can't help myself.
That's never happened with me, and I think I might get annoyed. I've done customer service before. I thrived on the thank yous.
I don't know. Maybe they feel like they're doing a bad job if I notice them like being intrusive or something. Yeah, it's never that. It's always just like I want to thank people. All right, so we're gonna move on to Granddad's fried raviolis, and we'll have you know what? Just in case you want it, we're gonna have the parm and the marinara there, but you can completely ignore it. You can still let your inner child free if you want to completely ignore all that stuff. We're going to do the Nola trash can gumbo. That's going to be our soup and bread. So we're going to have the bread. Is this like, if you were to describe it, is it kind of like a crusty bread that's fluffy inside, nice and hot? Or what are we looking at?
It was basically like a French loaf.
Okay. Yeah.
But there was just it could have been old. It could have been drugs in the building. It could have. They could have sprinkled some form of meth on there that make it taste really, really exciting.
It's probably the asbestos.
That's it.
Yeah.
Asbestos gives it a little bit of spice.
that little something you were looking for. All right. And then Bridlington, the full English.
Yes.
All right. And then we're going to close it out with Mom's Brownies, all edges, because we're going to do one of those special all edge pans. And then we're going to have just a nice fresh pot. It's going to come out right along with them. Does that sound correct?
That sounds like a dream right there. Oh my God.
All right, Joel. Well, thank you for joining me in the fantasy restaurant today, man.
Thank you for having me.